This is Jesse over here at EC Auto Repair. Good to see you all. So, one of the questions that I've been asked to answer, and I've had to think about it for a hot minute. So, a hot minute is about 77 seconds. That's a hot minute, just so y'all know. 77 seconds for a hot minute. But in all seriousness, one of the things that I was asked is, what can I say to my mechanic to get the very best deal? It's a fantastic question, and it's a great question. So let's face it, it's February 12th of 2026, right? So we're still in the first quarter. We're about halfway through. Golly, we're already about halfway through the first quarter. But one of the things that I've observed is, for the most part, there isn't very many things that have gotten cheaper in 2026 as they was in 2020, right? So 6 years ago or whatever. But there's the question of, what can I say to my mechanic to get the best deal? That's always a twofold question. So first of all, are you looking for a cheap mechanic? And I see this, like, I don't hardly ever get on Facebook anymore, but every once in a while I get on Facebook and I'll literally see a post, especially in the community group. Where can I go to get the best price on repairs on my vehicle? Or who's the cheapest mechanic in town? And I'm just here to tell you, or ask a question, is it that you're looking for cheap, or are you looking for the most affordable? Let me ask the question again. Are you looking for cheap, or are you looking for the most affordable? There's a few different things that can go into a cheap mechanic. A cheap mechanic isn't going to stand behind his work more often than not. Is probably not insured. Probably doesn't offer loaner cars. May not even have a nice waiting room with free amenities. And that's just a few of the things. An affordable mechanic is one that's going to be able to give you the price of the repairs before they're completed or before they're done, right? They're going to actually take the time. They're literally going to do the testing. Like, you may have to pay a testing fee. That's a reasonable thing. It's just like going to the doctor's office. You're going to pay for the doctor's office visit. Testing is no different. You're going to pay a testing fee. And maybe the mechanic will come back and say, okay, you need a fuel pump, you need a water pump, you need whatever you need, right? And that's going to be $932.77. And the response can be like, okay, fantastic, let's get on that. Or then another question that you can ask is, well, what warranty does that come with? Well, in our case here in my shop, that repair would come with a nationwide 2-year, 24,000 mile warranty, right? That's a great value to you, right? Like, you don't want to pay me $937.72 and only to leave and 90 days later have to pay for the same repair again. And let's just face it, every once in a while we get a defective part, or every once in a while a repair doesn't go according to plan, and you know, it has to be redone. So a warranty is something that more often than not is important, right? So a warranty, it comes into the affordable question. And what kind of parts are we putting on? There's literally parts that are quote unquote aftermarket parts that are better than dealer parts. There is parts that I buy at the dealership, and I open up the packaging when we buy them from the dealership, and it's the exact same part with the exact same stamps, part numbers, logos, everything on it, as I would buy at the aftermarket place, okay? So parts quality comes into an affordable conversation. But for instance, like a wheel bearing, you know, I can buy a Napa Performer wheel bearing or a Precision wheel bearing, and those are going to have like a 3-year warranty on them. They're about triple the price. Or I can buy one of the cheap made in China wheel bearings that has a 1-year warranty on it. And I'll give you a for instance. One time we did a repair on a little minivan for a lady that I went to church with, and she was on a very tight budget, and so we always need to do this as efficiently as possible. And so we put on one of the made in China wheel bearings because that's what she elected that she wanted to do. She didn't feel like she had the extra $250 to put on the made in USA wheel bearing or the better wheel bearing, right? I put it all on. The repair was done correctly and according to spec. When I took the vehicle on the test drive, I got literally a mile from the shop and that wheel bearing came apart and the wheel fell off of the car during the test drive, and the wheel didn't come unbolted. The bearing actually separated because we used a cheap bearing, right? So that being said, there's some of those brands that I just refuse to use moving forward because of bad experiences in the past. But had we went ahead and proceeded with that, would she have really saved you any money? Unfortunately, the failure happened while I was on the test drive. Unfortunately, the failure happened while I was on the test drive. But so what can I say to the mechanic to get the best deal? What kind of warranty does it come with? The other question that you can literally ask is that the very best deal you can do for me? Like literally just have a conversation. Is that the best deal that you can do for me? And here's what you should be prepared for, because when you ask me that question, I'm going to respond back and say, what was you anticipating to spend on this repair? And if you say, I don't know, then that's not a great answer. Because deep down in your heart of hearts, you actually did know what you was expecting to spend on the repair. So then the question becomes, is it that you did not know what you was anticipating to spend on the repair, or is it this repair is unexpected? What I find in dealing with customers day after day is that most repairs are actually unexpected. They did not expect a flat tire. They did not expect to need a battery. They did not expect our vehicle to not work, right? And so it's just really kind of a surprise. It's a blindside. I wasn't expecting this in my life right now. And a better reframe of that is I guess I needed this in my life right now. I'm going to learn a little bit more about my car, and now I'm put in a position that I can take care of my car, right? Like, that's literally the position that you're being put in. But ask your mechanic, is this the best deal you can do for me? More often than not, they're going to see, and like for us, one of the things that I'll do with lots of clients, especially that are trying to figure out how to save a few pennies, is we'll renegotiate the warranty terms. Instead of me having the 2-year 24,000 mile warranty, maybe I'll do a 6-month warranty, 6,000 mile warranty, something like that, and we'll drop the bill by a couple $100, because one of the things that you are paying for in a repair bill is warranty. You're paying for loaner car coverage. Sometimes if you're not needing to be in a loaner car, even though we don't charge for a loaner car, I don't necessarily have to figure out how to justify those loaner cars on your ticket. So if you're not in a loaner car, then I don't have as much expense in the job, so therefore I can do the job cheaper. Maybe there is an alternative for parts. Sometimes there's people that want parts that are a few days out, and I can get them a few days out if they're cheaper. Or the part I can get today is a lot more money, right? Like, for instance, I sold an alternator the other day on a semi-truck. Yeah, I could have got the alternator about 3 days later for a fraction of the cost, but he wanted to be running that day, right? So we had to put on the alternator that day, and I paid about triple as much as I should have for that alternator, just simply because of supply and demand. It was the only one in town, right? So there's all these different things that come into play in that. So great question, but simply ask, is that the best deal you can do for me? And then be reasonable. Don't be a jerk about it. Don't be, don't hang up on them. Don't be reasonable. It's a negotiation. Just like anything else in life, it's a negotiation. And it's an investment in your future. When you spend money on your vehicle, it is an investment in your future. These vehicles are your vehicle. They're your transportation. They get you to church, they get you to school, they get you to work, they get you to the bank, they get you to weddings and funerals and vacations, and you create memories in these vehicles, and all kinds of memories in these vehicles. And some people, it's their office too as well, and like there's just so many different uses for a vehicle. So it literally is an investment. And just remember this, that if you spend money on maintenance, you're going to save money on repairs down the line. So Just a quick snippet of wisdom there. I know this helped. Let me know. Tell me about your negotiation with the shop. How'd it go? What'd you say? How did it end? Catch you in the next video.